The phrase, "as within, so without," may sound like an abstract idea, but it is one of the most powerful and overlooked laws of reality. At its core, it suggests that the world around us is a mirror of the world within us. Our external circumstances, the events that unfold in our lives, the people we encounter, and even the challenges we face are all direct reflections of the state of our inner world, our beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and attitudes. This law is as old as time itself, with its roots in ancient spiritual traditions, including the Emerald Tablet, one of the foundational texts of Hermetic wisdom. This simple yet profound truth has been echoed by countless sages, philosophers, and mystics throughout history. But despite its profound implications, it is often ignored, misunderstood, or dismissed as a mere spiritual concept with no practical application. However, the law of correspondence, as it is sometimes known, holds the key to unlocking your true potential and understanding the forces that shape your reality. At first glance, we often believe that our external circumstances dictate our happiness, our success, and our well-being. We think that if we could just change our job, find the perfect partner, or move to a new city, then everything would be better. We project our desires onto the universe, hoping that it will reflect our wishes. But the universe does not work this way. It does not reflect what we want. It reflects who we are. If you find yourself constantly facing obstacles or feeling stuck, it's time to look inward. What is it about your inner state that is manifesting these experiences? The external world is not some random, chaotic system. It is an expression of the energy, beliefs, and emotions that reside within you. When you change your internal environment, your thoughts, feelings, and energy, you will see a transformation in the world around you. This is the essence of "as within, so without." The power of the law of correspondence lies in the understanding that everything in the external world is a reflection of our internal world. This includes our relationships, career, finances, health, and even the way we perceive the world around us. The moment we grasp this truth, we realize that we are not powerless in the face of external circumstances. In fact, we hold the power to change our entire reality by shifting the way we think, feel, and respond. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, does not operate randomly. It is a mirror that reflects the energy we emit. If we are constantly filled with fear, anxiety, and negativity, the world around us will reflect these vibrations. We will attract situations, people, and experiences that mirror those very feelings. On the other hand, when we cultivate inner peace, love, and positive energy, the universe responds by reflecting that back to us in the form of harmonious experiences, opportunities, and relationships. This law is not about wishful thinking or simply visualizing the life you want. It is about aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to create. To do this, you must first become aware of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that govern your life. Many of us go through life without ever questioning the patterns in our minds. But these subconscious patterns are the very things that shape the reality we experience. If you want to see change in your life, you must first change the patterns that are driving your inner world. For example, if you are constantly stressed about money, feeling scarcity and lack, the universe will reflect that back to you in the form of financial struggles. The key to shifting this pattern is not to focus on the external circumstances, but to address the internal beliefs that are driving your experience. Instead of constantly worrying about money, begin to shift your mindset to one of abundance and gratitude. By focusing on the abundance you already have in your life, you begin to shift your energy, and the universe will respond by bringing more abundance into your reality. The same principle applies to relationships. If you are constantly attracting toxic or unfulfilling relationships, it's important to look within. What are your beliefs about love and relationships? Do you believe that you are worthy of healthy, loving connections? Or do you subconsciously believe that you are destined for disappointment? When you shift your internal beliefs about love, you will start attracting relationships that reflect your newfound sense of self-worth. The key to understanding "as within, so without" is recognizing that we are vibrational beings. Everything in the universe is energy, including our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When we emit a certain frequency through our thoughts and feelings, we attract like frequencies back to us. This is not just a metaphor, it is a fundamental law of the universe. Our inner state acts as a magnet that attracts experiences, people, and circumstances that match the frequency we are emitting. When we are stuck in negative thought patterns, or when we are constantly worried or fearful, we are operating at a low vibrational frequency. Fear, doubt, anger, and resentment all generate low vibrations that attract similarly negative experiences. This is why it's so important to become conscious of your thoughts and emotions. If you want to change the experiences you are attracting, you must change the energy you are sending out. The universe responds to the energy you emit, not to the words you say. You may tell yourself that you want a peaceful, loving relationship, but if you are filled with fear or resentment about love, those are the vibrations you are sending out. To change this, you must transform the energy within. This transformation starts with recognizing and releasing old patterns of fear and negativity. By practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, and inner work, you can shift your energy to one of love, peace, and abundance, and as a result, attract the relationships and experiences that reflect this new energy. One of the most powerful tools for shifting your inner state is gratitude. When you begin to focus on the things you are grateful for, you shift your vibration to one of abundance and positivity. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies you can emit, and it instantly aligns you with the universal flow of abundance. When you practice gratitude, you begin to see the beauty and abundance that already exists in your life. This shift in perspective allows the universe to reflect that abundance back to you in new and unexpected ways. Gratitude does not just change how you feel about the world, it changes the energy you emit into the universe. When you are grateful for the small things, the universe responds by bringing more of those small things into your life, and eventually, those small things compound into greater abundance. This is the essence of as within, so without. The more you cultivate positive energy on the inside, the more the world reflects that positive energy on the outside. One of the most challenging aspects of as within, so without, is that it requires us to take full responsibility for the reality we are experiencing. This law is not about blaming others or external circumstances for our struggles. It's about realizing that we are the creators of our own experiences, and that the state of our inner world directly shapes the world we see outside of us. At first, this may seem like a heavy burden to carry. After all, if the universe reflects what we are, then doesn't that mean that everything we are experiencing is our fault? But that is not the point. The point is that we have the power to change our inner world, and by doing so, we can change the outer world. If we are unhappy with the way things are going, the first step is to look inward and ask ourselves, what beliefs or thought patterns am I holding on to that are creating this reality? It's easy to blame the external world for our problems. We point to our job, our relationships, our financial situation, or the people around us, and we tell ourselves that if these things were different, our lives would be better. But the truth is that the world is simply reflecting our internal state. If we are constantly focused on what is wrong in our lives, the universe will mirror that by bringing us more of what is wrong. The more we focus on the lack of something, whether it's love, money, or success, the more the universe reflects that lack back to us. The solution lies in shifting our focus. Instead of focusing on what is wrong, we must start focusing on what is right. Instead of worrying about what we don't have, we must begin to appreciate and be grateful for what we do have. The more we shift our focus to abundance, to love, to joy, the more the universe will reflect that back to us. This is not to say that we should ignore our problems or pretend that everything is perfect. The point is not to deny the challenges we face, but to change our perspective on them. When we see our challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than obstacles to overcome, we begin to shift the energy within us. This shift in energy sends a new signal to the universe, one that invites new possibilities and solutions to enter our lives. When we embrace the truth of as within, so without, we realize that we no longer have to wait for the world to change before we change. We can create the life we want by changing our internal state. It all starts with awareness. Awareness of our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, and the willingness to shift them to align with the life we desire. When we do this, we begin to see that the universe is not something that happens to us, but something that responds to us. We are the creators of our own reality. As we begin to grasp the magnitude of as within, so without, we realize that the power to change our lives is not just within our thoughts, but also within our emotions. Our feelings are perhaps the most potent vibrational force we possess. Emotions are not just reactions to the world around us. They are direct signals to the universe about what we are attracting. The law of resonance plays a vital role here. Just like our thoughts, our emotions have a frequency. Positive emotions such as love, joy, gratitude, and peace vibrate at a high frequency, while negative emotions like fear, anger, and resentment vibrate at a lower frequency. The key to mastering the law of as within, so without lies in managing our emotional state and cultivating an inner environment that resonates with the frequency of what we want to attract. Think about it. When you feel joyful and grateful, you attract people and situations that reflect that same joy and gratitude. When you feel angry, fearful, or resentful, you tend to attract similar low vibrational experiences that mirror those emotions. This is why it's so important to become emotionally aware. If we are feeling stuck, frustrated, or overwhelmed, it's essential to look at the emotions driving these feelings and acknowledge that they are creating a vibrational match for those very circumstances. One of the most powerful ways to shift your emotional frequency is through mindful awareness. Take a moment to pause and observe how you feel in any given situation. If you notice that you are experiencing negative emotions, don't resist them. Don't judge yourself for feeling them. Instead, acknowledge them and then consciously choose to shift your focus to a more positive emotion. This might involve breathing deeply, visualizing something you are grateful for, or simply reminding yourself that you are in control of how you respond to the world around you. Remember, emotions are not fixed. They are fluid and can change in an instant. By practicing emotional awareness and consciously choosing to focus on higher frequency emotions, you begin to raise your vibrational state. This shift in frequency will then be reflected back to you by the universe, drawing in the experiences, people, and opportunities that match your new emotional vibration. This doesn't mean we need to suppress negative emotions or pretend that everything is perfect. It's about learning how to shift and transmute those emotions. Every emotion, whether positive or negative, is a source of energy. The key is learning how to use that energy in a way that aligns with the reality we wish to create. When we align our emotional state with the frequency of abundance, love, and peace, we begin to see those very qualities reflected in our external world. It's the same principle as planting a seed in the soil and nurturing it with water, sunlight, and care. As we nurture our internal emotional state, we begin to see it manifest in our external reality. As we come to the culmination of as within, so without, we understand that true power lies in our ability to transform ourselves internally in order to create the reality we desire. This law is not just a theory or a philosophical concept. It is the foundation of all creation. The world around us is not a random sequence of events, but rather a mirror reflecting the energy we put out into it. And once we realize this, we can no longer be passive observers of life. We must take responsibility for the energy we are emitting and consciously choose to create the reality that aligns with our highest potential. When we accept that the external world is a reflection of our internal state, we free ourselves from the trap of victimhood. No longer can we blame others for our circumstances. No longer can we point fingers at the external world for the challenges we face. Instead, we must ask ourselves, what energy am I putting out? What thoughts, emotions, and beliefs am I holding on to that are creating this reality? This realization is incredibly empowering. It means that we are not at the mercy of external events. We are the creators of our reality. We have the ability to shape our lives, to manifest the experiences we want by changing our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When we align our inner world with the reality we desire, the universe has no choice but to reflect that alignment back to us. But this process takes commitment and patience. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and it's easy to fall back into old patterns of thinking and feeling. However, as we consistently choose to focus on the positive, the abundant, the loving, and the peaceful, we begin to see that reality slowly shift around us. It's not about making dramatic changes all at once. It's about small, consistent adjustments to our internal state that add up over time. The beauty of as within, so without is that it invites us to become active participants in our lives, to take control of our experience, and to realize that we are never powerless. The world may be full of chaos and unpredictability, but our inner world is ours to shape. And by shaping our inner world, we shape the outer world. To truly live by this law, you must begin by healing the internal wounds and limiting beliefs that have held you back. This means releasing fears, doubts, and negative patterns that have been ingrained within you. It means embracing the parts of yourself that you have been avoiding, accepting them, and integrating them into your being. When you do this, you begin to operate at a higher vibrational frequency, and that new frequency becomes the signal you send to the universe. As you embark on this journey of inner transformation, keep in mind that the universe is always responding to you. Everything in your life, every encounter, every opportunity, every experience is a reflection of your internal state. The more you align your inner world with the life you desire, the more the universe will reflect that alignment back to you. So I ask you, are you ready to take full responsibility for your reality? Are you ready to take control of your inner world, to master your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and create the life you've always desired? The power has always been within you. It's time to unlock it. Take action now. Start by shifting your thoughts, by practicing gratitude, by being mindful of your emotions, and by aligning with your highest potential. When you do, the universe will respond, and you will begin to see the outer world change in ways you never imagined. As within, so without. Your inner world is the key to unlocking the life you truly deserve. Begin the journey today, and watch as the universe mirrors back the abundance, peace, and success you are destined for. If you're ready to create a life that reflects your highest potential, hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey of self-mastery. Together, we'll continue exploring the powerful laws of reality and how to harness them to create the life you deserve.